Right now at 6, a family out hiking forced to spend the night in the wilderness.
They're cold. As you can imagine, they've been out here all night.
How they got stranded and the efforts to bring them home. Plus, the social media post that landed a local high school student behind bars.
Pictures of an individual with guns, drugs, cash.
And a game-changing move for the Portland Timbers. The superstar signing on as the highest paid player in franchise history.
Good evening, everyone. We continue to follow breaking news in the Cascades with an ongoing rescue to bring a family of 6, including 3 children, back to safety after they became disoriented and lost in the wilderness. Let's get right to Thomas Schultz live in Government Camp. Thomas, I understand you just got an update a few minutes ago.
Yeah, David, rescuers have been with the family all day, and for hours they've been waiting for that snowcat to arrive to bring them back. Finally, that snowcat has reached the family, and they're bringing them back finally to Government Camp into safety. And officials say, fortunately, none of the 6 family members are hurt. There's 3 adults and 3 kids up there, thousands of feet high on the mountain. And right now, officials say, understandably, they're cold, wet, and tired after spending the night up on the mountain. Now, this all started around 7:30 last night when the family alerted rescuers that they were lost. Officials say they'd hiked thousands of feet in elevation after starting along the Salmon River Trail all the way down in Welch's. Once it began to get dark, they realized they were lost, and that's when they called rescuers for help. Though even though that call went out almost 24 hours ago, rescuers say it's been difficult to reach the family due to heavy snow and fallen branches. They've also had to plow parts of the trail as well. Now, the first rescuers finally reached the family around 6 o'clock this morning and have been there for hours, keeping them warm, 12 hours now, though officials are urging people after this rescue and another one earlier this week to be aware of hazardous conditions, especially as we get warmer weather.
Even with the great weather, we still want people to remember that, it was winter, it's just now spring. You could still face some super dangerous, hazardous conditions out here. So make sure to come prepared, do some research before coming out here.
Now, rescuers tell us that it should be pretty quick to get the family back here now that they're in the snowcat and the trail at least has been plowed. They expect the family to come back on this trail here in the next 45 minutes to an hour and finally come back to safety.
Yeah, with it getting dark in the next couple of hours here, that is the surest sign of good news for everybody. Thank you, Thomas. In your headlines this evening, 4 gang members are now in custody in connection with a Portland shooting death of an Iraqi refugee, 23-year-old Zulfikar Masir was working as an Uber driver when he was shot and killed in 2020 in Northeast Portland. Police think Masir was accidentally murdered in a gang-related ambush meant to target someone else. Today, the U.S. Attorney's Office announced that 4 men from the Hoover gang are now in custody, 3 of them from Portland, 1 from Fairview. They all made their first appearances today in federal court, facing multiple charges that include murder in the aid of racketeering. Portland police have arrested a man who was wanted for a 2020 murder and then allegedly shot a witness to that murder last month. Officers have arrested 23-year-old Jacob Fitzgerald. That happened on Monday. They say Fitzgerald, who is homeless, shot and killed Otis Abner in the East Columbia neighborhood in August 2022. He is now facing murder and attempted murder charges. Portland City Council has unanimously approved a proposal from the Police Bureau to create a special team of officers to respond to protests that get out of hand. Those officers would have extra crowd control training and get paid 6% more on days they respond to a protest. This follows a lot of controversy surrounding the police response in 2020. Some civil rights advocates say they are skeptical about all this, and many gave testimony at today's council meeting urging commissioners to vote against the proposal. Officers will begin training in May. A much-needed funding boost is coming to public schools across Oregon. Today, the Department of State Lands announced a record amount of some $74 million from the Common School Fund that will be split up among Oregon's 197 districts. The amount per district is based on the number of students it serves. Portland Public Schools will see the most, more than $6 million, with more than $5 million each going to Salem, Kaiser, and Beaverton. The money comes from the management of 681,000 acres of school land and investments made by the State Land Board. And another sign that spring has arrived in Portland. The historic Oaks Amusement Park in Selwood is opening this weekend for its 119th season. It'll be open daily from this Saturday through the end of the month for spring break with rides, mini golf, carnival games, roller skating, and so much more. After that, it'll be open weekends in April and May, and then it goes daily from June through August. Summer not too far away. Matt?
Yeah, it looks like they could have shot that video yesterday or the day before, but not today with the clouds that are back. Look at Cannon Beach right now. Ooh, it's a gray one and it's chilly. It's only 49 degrees, south winds at 6, and there has been rain. In fact, when we look at Doppler radar, if it's not raining at your house yet, it very well may be within about the next half an hour. You see this band of showers coming on in. It's pretty broken up. It's very light. We're not going to get a lot of rain out of this, but don't be surprised if you get a couple of raindrops dotting the windshield as you drive out later on this evening. But tomorrow, after a few showers in the morning, sunrise at 7:10, sunset 7:25, the clouds should break up enough to allow us to get a little warmer than today, get up to about 62, which is as warm as it's going to be for the next week because temperatures will be getting cooler as we go through the weekend and into next week. We'll get those sun breaks tomorrow, showers this weekend, and then cascade snow. Quite a bit of it, David.
A lot to keep track of, Matt. Thanks so much. Developing this evening, an Aloha High School student has been arrested after they posted photos online showing drugs, guns, and large amounts of cash. That's according to authorities. John Adams is live tonight in Washington County. John, what else do we know about this case?
Well, David, as you said, we know this individual is an Aloha High School student, and we know they were taken into custody when they attempted to flee from officers when they were pulled over in a traffic stop. Cocaine, marijuana, cash, and a ghost gun recovered from the car of an Aloha High School student after they posted photos of the items on social media. Those photos prompted an investigation by the Washington County Sheriff's Office and the Westside Interagency Narcotics Team.
Through their investigation, deputies were able to determine who the individual was and were able to locate him. He was driving a vehicle. They took him into custody. Actually, when they stopped him on a traffic stop, he ran short distance, but real quick, he was taken into custody by some of our detectives who were assisting with the case.
The arrest happened on March 12th in Beaverton. Also found in the student's car, according to deputies, 2 Glock 9mm magazines, ammunition, a knife, and spent bullet casings. Officers say ghost guns, which are firearms without serial numbers, are commonly used in drug crimes.
Obviously, anyone who has this, a ghost gun, narcotics, most likely dealing to high school students, it's a huge priority for us to make sure that that gets off the streets and out of the hands of individuals who could get really hurt by it.
The student has been charged with unlawful possession of a firearm, commercial drug offenses related to cocaine possession, and marijuana possession. The Washington County Sheriff's Office says the individual is a juvenile and will go through the juvenile court system. Sergeant Danny DePietro says it's important for parents to have an open dialogue with teens about their cell phone use and the dangers of illicit drugs and firearms.
If you have students, you have kids that are out there, just understand what's on their phone. I understand, like I said, you want to give them space, but at the same time, do what you can to protect each other.
And David, we did reach out to Beaverton schools today to see if they would comment on this case. They declined to do so. David?
Yeah, it started on social media. Now that student is getting plenty of attention. Thank you, John. Well, guess what? Intel getting an $8 billion injection across 4 states, including in Oregon. Ashley Grams is live in Hillsborough tonight. Ashley, this is all coming from the federal government under the CHIPS Act. What's it going to mean for jobs here?
Yeah, well, the Biden administration says Washington County is going to feel the impact of this investment. It should bring thousands of both construction and manufacturing jobs right here to Hillsborough. President Biden making this announcement earlier today in Arizona after he toured the Intel facility there. The money comes from Biden's CHIPS and Sciences Act. The president signed that $280 billion package into law back in 2022. Funds are focused on bringing semiconductor manufacturing back to American soil.
Nearly all manufacturing of leading-edge chips across the entire industry moved overseas to Asia years ago. That's why today's investment is such a big deal. We will enable advanced semiconductor manufacturing to make a comeback here in America after 40 years.
Well, today Intel touting Oregon's Silicon Forest as a hub for semiconductor research and technology development. The company itself also promising to invest billions of dollars with the help of a U.S. Treasury investment tax credit. Now, this money also includes about $50 million for workforce development. So that means Intel is going to partner with local colleges and organizations to train up this new crop of employees. David?
The Silicon Forest now supercharged. Thank you, Ashley. You know what, our Pat Doris